Oh, yes. This petitioner's trial brief, Judge Rohr, yes. I didn't get notice of the court hearings. I didn't get a dissolution of marriage. Nobody wanted to give me notice and the opportunity to be heard. I want my sons. And I think, yes, opening this up to civil tort lawsuits that happen to be class action lawsuits, yes, for the fraud of law enforcement not enforcing fraud laws, yeah. I was reading this National Geographic, yeah. They have an example of this type of lawsuit if you're not familiar with it, yes. It's in here someplace. Oh, see this legal notice? Yeah. If you have a credit card paid by check for online or phone purchases, got cash at a casino or had a bounce to return check, yeah, you could get benefits from a data theft settlement. Oh, here, let me reword it for you. If you live in any city, yes, any tribal reservation, you could get paid cash for your knowledge of law enforcement review. Now, if you lived there the last 3 years, Squim, Washington, poop, I'm going to sue the police department for false, fraudulent, and fictitious crim citations of violating the false, fraudulent, and fictitious protection order, where it could be that both signatures of the individuals are forgeries. And then I'm going, ooch, Port Angeles. Now, it could be that today that you want to enforce the laws because some of these class action lawsuits that have legal notice, yes, they can say the weirdest shit, but the truth of the matter is, pooch, that any citizen that has knowledge, right, of your refusal to enforce the laws does have a certain amount of right to compensation for the knowledge of that. So why don't you have my sons call me? Because I haven't gotten any phone calls. Now, I know you're a government employee and you're saying you're just going to obstruct my rights. You're going to make me go to court on Wednesday. Pooch. Well, I'm opening the door to hundreds of billions of dollars of damages. Now, I told you the exponential increase if I can prove in court that Brent Baston's signatures are forgery. Yes. It looks like your dog's convinced you right now. Do you have dogs? Because your dogs are going to cause an immense amount of damage that the American citizens are going to receive. Now, I wanted to speak to Marilyn about that false, fictitious, or fraudulent representation, yes, of Susan Bowers as being the mother of Legina, yes, and I want to talk to her. Now, I want to know where she wants to live. Yes, yes, yes. Now, let's just look one more time at what the state of Washington says, Brent Basden. Yes. Is that really your signature? Oh. I thought, yes, maybe I should do a side by side. Because there's no penalty of perjury to the petitioner. Yes. There's no liability to the petitioner. Yes. You had court hearings 48 days after the issuance of a temporary protection order. Yes. And the petitioner, yes, did not acknowledge receipt of the court order. Yes. My son's civil rights are being violated, and you put them in the newspaper again. Now, every time I see my name, Budnick, in the newspaper, yes, this is the weapon surrender form. Yes, I think that's the actual signature of Christy Miller, and I think this is the forgery. Yes, but let's say this is the actual signature of the court commissioner. Yes, and this is the forgery. Yes, the order for protection would not just be fraudulent. Pooh, pooh, pooh. Brent Basden. Now, maybe I can do this. I might have to turn the phone off, but we'll just try it because it seems that the sheriff's department doesn't understand how much this is going to cost when it becomes a class action lawsuit. Yes, that the citizens know that you're refusing to enforce the laws. Now, I just folded this. Yes. Now, let's do a little comparison. Okay. Okay. I know I should be let's see, is there any difference between these two signatures? Ooch. Now, I've done this numerous times. Right. I said that she didn't sign it. Yes. And then you arrested me multiple times. Yes. And you're wanting to take my brains and put me in a mental institution. But I think, yes, the exponential increase, yes, could involve every state of the United States. Now, I will open the door that any citizen in each and every 50 states of the United States could participate in a class action lawsuit for not supporting and defending your individual constitutions. And then there's that supremacy clause where you said, well, we don't have to enforce that. And I think you do. Now, I'm going to want, okay, to reside with my sons. And I know it's been 7 years and 5 months, and they'll have to get used to having me as their father. But when you gave custody of my sons to my wife based upon the violating, yes, see, you have to return for the full hearing in 14 days. Yes, I don't think she did. Poach. If respondent is present or there is proof that respondent was served at least 5 judicial days prior to the full hearing, yes, I actually wasn't served 5 judicial days prior to the court hearing. I wasn't served 5 judicial days prior to the court hearing in 2011. Yes, I wasn't served 5 judicial days prior to the court hearing in 2012.